Hello. Hi again, my name is Davin Ebanks. I'm from Fishbones Fly Fishing in the Cayman Islands. And I'm just here to talk to you a little bit about another fly casting tip that might help you when you're fishing in salt water. Down here, we specialize in wade fishing for bonefish mostly. But this is a tip that you can use whether you're fishing from a skiff for bonefish, tarpon, permit, or if you're wading around for bonefish and tarpon permit. And it's a really simple tip, but I find that it's something that I need to tell a lot of my guests that have had a lot of experience fly fishing on fresh water. A lot of times when people fly fishing in fresh water, it's moving water and they fish with the rod tip up in the air like this. If the rod tip is up in the air, there's a lot of slack between the rod tip and the water, the fly line. So today's tip is the simplest thing in the world. Every cast should start and stop with the rod tip right in the water. The rod tip is right in the water when you start. You can immediately make the cast. And then if the rod tip is in the water when you stop, there's no slack in your line and you have a direct connection to your fish. And there's several advantages to doing this. The first is with casting. If you start your cast with your rod tip up in the air like that, when you go to make your cast, you almost have to come down and back behind you and hit the water before you can make your cast. But if you start with the rod tip right in the water, you can make your cast immediately. I can almost throw this fly line straight up in the air and back down really easily. I can go straight back really easily because I can immediately make the cast because there's no slack. The other advantage to stopping in the water after you make your cast is that if the fly rod tip is actually in the water and there's no slack in your fly line, that means that everything you do with your hand translates directly to the fly. Exactly. So when you move it or not move it, the fly is moving or not moving. That also means that if a bonefish eats the fly, and bonefish have a very delicate bite because they're often eating and coming straight towards you, if you feel that strike, all you got to do is this and you can hook the bonefish. If your rod tip is up in the air, a lot of times the bonefish can come up, grab the fly, spit it out, and you just stripping, you never know that the bonefish is eating your fly. And that's a really common thing that we have happen. A lot of times we have people that have gone fishing in other places and they were like, yeah, the guy told me that I got a bite. I didn't feel it. And a lot of the times it's because they're used to fishing with that rod tip pointing straight up in the air. So this tip is really simple. Every cast, just start and stop with that rod tip in the water. You'll make better casts and you'll feel more fish.